Hey everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. So I'm going to put a riddle to you. What does the sinking of the Titanic and your narcissistic relationship, what do they have in common? Or any narcissistic relationship? So let's break that down and really talk about what we can learn from the sinking of the Titanic and apply that to understanding narcissistic relationships. And again, I'm Dr. Ramani. If you're new to this channel, please hit that button, subscribe. And this is a channel on narcissism, everything you've ever wanted to know. So for the last few months, and this is largely because I'm writing a book and I'm working more intensely on this channel, and we also have the new healing program. That link is in the video notes. I dream about narcissism now, which actually sucks. And it comes into my dreams in very strange ways, or literally thoughts wake me up. And now I keep my computer in my bed next to me, which is its own sad story. And I'm starting to write things down in the middle of the night because I'm getting woken up so much thinking about it. So that takes me to this idea. Because one of the perils of the narcissistic relationship is that they move too fast, right? And not necessarily too fast in that love-bombed way, like, hey, I just met you, I love you, let's get married. Or, wow, your work is so amazing, I'm going to quit my job and let's do this business together, or let me invest my money with you kind of thing. That's not what I mean. But even conversations with narcissistic people go too quickly. And you may feel sort of pushed to make decisions too quickly about moving, jobs, marriage, investing, or even thinking about those kinds of transitions in a relationship. So for example, you might be in the early stages of a narcissistic relationship, waiting to hear about maybe some professional news about a job, and already getting anxious about how it'll all fit together because you know that the narcissistic person won't react well if you don't do what they want. But the intensity of these relationships means you often push the fast forward button in your own head. Narcissistic people often expect decisions quickly. Like, come on, what are you waiting for? Just tell me. It's a hard sell, right? It's the manipulative sales maneuver designed to get the narcissistic person what they want, because you have to answer so quickly, and keep you from seeing the holes in whatever you're going to do because you do it so quickly. So then I thought about what happened on the Titanic. That's what woke me up out of bed. Big boat going too fast through iceberg-filled water. So it hit them. If it hit them, they're going that quickly, it would sink. If it was going slower, they may have had some chance of either navigating or mitigating the damage, right? The same rule applies when you're driving, right? If you're driving too fast on a road which has hairpin turns, you may go off the road. If you drive too fast on a road with lots of bumps and potholes, you may simply take out your car. If you ride a bike or a skateboard too fast on a pitted, potholed road, you may get knocked off and get hurt. If you ski too fast down a hill with icy hazards, you crash. So moving too fast plus hazards means you get hurt. And this iceberg metaphor, back to the Titanic, really plays well when we're talking about narcissistic relationships. You can see some of that iceberg over the surface of the water. A lot more is lurking underneath, right? So you can think of the top of the iceberg as charm and charisma, but a whole world of insecurity, inadequacy, shame, explosive rage, and all kinds of unresolved stuff under the water. The stuff underneath, that's what takes the boats out. Anyone can see the top of the iceberg, but the stuff underneath is what takes out the hull. So when you move too fast through hazards, you will get hurt. And that right there is the narcissistic relationship. There is something about their charm and charisma that speeds things up, makes you willing to see a future with them, or even change around your professional life or aspirations for them, or enter into a business relationship with them, or become fast roommates with them. Charm and charisma, sadly, put us at ease when they are precisely qualities which should have an opposite effect. We should be thinking, it's a little bit too slick. What is happening here? We can't always see hazards, especially when it's half-buried icebergs or maybe driving on a dark, curvy road at night. And we don't know to slow down because that's the only thing that would protect us. So perhaps the answer in narcissistic relationships is to always slow down. Everybody always talks on and on about mindfulness, so much so that that word, important word, has gotten cheapened. Mindfulness isn't just about putting your phone down for a minute. Mindfulness is really breathing in and slowing down and being present and intentional and not judging your thoughts and paying attention to how you feel. If you really did that throughout the day, you have to slow down because you really can't be mindful and rush. The two are incompatible. Slowing down may be the one thing everyone can do now that can help you protect yourself in a narcissistic relationship or from entering into a narcissistic relationship. If you slow down, you can steer around and navigate the hazards a little bit better. But our core wounds get in the way of doing this. The reason that the charm and the charisma work is that they often come up against ancient core wounds that we have and that long predate this relationship. I'm not good enough. I'm not special. I should be happy with what I have or that I could get anyone. And so when the enticement of someone who initially seems to be so into us or too good to be true, against the backdrop of our core wounds, they shoot, they score, and we drive too fast in hazardous territory. Think about every narcissistic relationship you chose. So not family, for example. Think about how your core wounds were what got you in, got you stuck, and perhaps moved the relationship too fast. I'm guessing that for many of you, you see that connection. For example, you'd think, oh, if I think I'm all that and expect this person to be more respectful, well, I'm never going to find anyone, or I'm lucky someone that looks like that wants to be with me. Or even worse, if you take the stance that, oh, I'm lucky to find anyone who would want to be with me. Our ancient scripts come up against the charm offensive, and we press the accelerator, and the charm and the charisma often mean that there is a high chance of an antagonistic personality lurking, so we miss the potholes and those big iceberg bottoms that sink our ship. Slow down with new people. Sleep on it. Pay attention to how your body feels when you're around them. Pay attention to your core wounds. By doing that, you pull your foot off the accelerator or slow down the ship. As the world seems to be full of more and more dysregulated, angry, antagonistic, and narcissistic people, we all need to do this with everyone we meet. We are all hurtling down the road too fast, and these roads and waters are full of hazards. Slow the hell down, because then even if you do hit the pothole or the iceberg, you may save yourself from getting completely taken out. So again, the speed of the narcissistic relationship, and not just the relationship itself, but how quickly they expect you to do things. Come on, make a decision. Do you want to go? Do you want to do this? You want to do that? Hey, tell me. That is very much the narcissist game. And by doing that sort of heavy sell on you, needing an answer from you so quickly, part of that reflects their impulsivity, but also reflects the manipulation. When you don't have time to make a decision, but you also are trying to appease them, more often than not, you're going to make the wrong decision. It's really all about driving too fast under dangerous conditions. Hope that makes it clear. Don't let your ship sink, just like the Titanic. Thanks again.